What is up, my dudes? Welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Righto. So in the last episode, this keeps getting louder and louder and I'm not sure why. Alright, so in the last episode, we talked to the creepy mask guy, the happy mask salesman. We restored the Great Fairy. We got magic power, which gave us the ability to blow magical, powerful bubbles. We blew up a kid's balloon because we're a bully, and then that kid made us chase his friends. We got his friends. We got the code. Now we're in this. Let's keep going. Now, while I stopped, I didn't realize that I didn't pause the game, and it actually went to the second day, and I didn't realize. So I paused it just after I finished. But yeah, so that's why we're in the second day. That's why the time's a little bit further on than it was in the last episode. I apologize about that. There's a spider there. Not gonna F with him because it's actually really hard to kill the Skulltulas in this game compared to Ocarina of Time. It's actually a lot more easier in Ocarina of Time because now the Skulltulas have this weird like spin attack and they just like can mess you up. Got some jars here. Get some of that money. And got some magic. Now one thing I wanted to talk about, because I realized I'm not being very enthusiastic in these past couple of episodes. Basically there's something that has happened to me recently that's put my spirits down a little bit. And I'm like not like in the mood. I'm not like in a good mood, like up and cheery. I'm like trying to be as much as I can, but like what's happened to me is basically I've had an injury in my back. That's actually affected my leg, my left leg. It's like got a lot of stabbing pains going through my left leg. I might talk about that a little bit later because I want to progress with this. But yeah, so let's talk to this guy. Well, a strange-looking child has joined me today. Are you a new friend of the Bombers gang? Your manners seem much better than those of your mischievous friend from the other day. That ill-mannered troublemaker from the other day said he'd break my instruments. He said he'd steal my moon's tear, and there was no stopping him. Even now, just watch him, he's probably causing trouble around the clock tower. Will you gaze into the telescope? Yes, we will. And this, ladies and gentlemen, my dudes, this is where we get to have a look at the actual area outside of the main area. We got a guy trying to grab some rupees. If you watch later on, he actually falls from the tree and breaks his leg. It's kind of funny. I'll show you that later on when we get out into the area. We won't be allowed to get out into the area until we get turned back into a human because basically I'll show you what happens when you try and get out as a Deku. We got a couple of the guys from Ocarina of Time, the Skulltula kids, I think, from Ocarina of Time. There's usually, I think there's a couple of them on top of these pillars, but they're not there right now. Got some trees and stuff, got a choo-choo with a heart in it. Man, there's so much nostalgia. So basically what we're going to do is go to zoom in to the tower, and there's our good old friend Skull Kid, messing about. You look up, and the terrifying, child-crushing moon. Oh, what's that? Shit. Don't know what that is. It looks good though. Smacks his ass, and then he just disappears like a ninja. I don't know where he went. He must have jumped into the moon somehow. We get a good, nice little view of the tower. The tower is really, I really like the tower. Just like how much, like there were so many limitations to the N64. Like there were so many things they could have done. I think this game, because it was released pretty late, almost like really close to when the GameCube was released, where they had all the proper technology and the graphics were a lot more like smoother. This was like probably the most advanced, like graphically advanced game for the N64. There's a little bit of a glitch there. You can actually see through the You're not supposed to be able to see through there. I'm gonna escape now. That's a bit weird. I don't think that's ever happened to me before. Well, did you find that troublemaker? And that loud noise, what was that? Perhaps another moon's tear has fallen nearby. Go through that door and take a look outside. But I wonder how that troublemaker got on top of the clock tower. The way up there is through the clock door, and that opens only on the eve of the carnival. Interesting you say that. It's going to be a lot more shit going down. And apparently, the moon cried. Like, this is an actual, like, tear from the moon. Like, look how, like, there's even, like, a really scary looking, like, dent there, like, on that tear. Like, that's the biggest tear I've ever seen. The moon has emotions. So depressing. But I love this game because it's depressing. Oh, what the hell? And we got the moon's tear. It's a sparkling beauty radiates rather strangely. And this is a little bit of the area around the observatory's house, the Astral Observatory. I think that's what it's called, the proper name. Got a gossip stone here. We can't do much with that until we get a particular item. This is a little bit of a outside view of the outside area of Clocktown. We'll figure out what that. Well, actually, I think we already got. Yeah, this is Termina Field. Basically, this is Termina. The whole area of the game is based in Termina, and that's Termina. This is Termina Field. This is like the field part of Termina. So, and what I really like about this game also is the actual weather changes depending on the days. It doesn't change too much. The first day is pretty much normal, and then it rains on the second day. That's why the second day is my favorite day, because it rains. So, just a little fact for you. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I love how like weather changes in games. That's why I like Zelda games so much, because the weather does actually change a lot. Okay, so now it's like another one of those situations where you get dropped into something and you're really not sure what you're meant to do. So basically what you do have to do is you have to go back to Clocktown. Now this scarecrow is actually a little bit important, but I don't actually want to talk to this scarecrow. There's a second one back in the town, so that's where we're gonna go. Also, another thing is the clock that's on the clock tower. There's actually smaller clocks in almost every single area, almost every single room in Clocktown. Also rooms like this, like in areas like this, there's also a clock. So that's another really cool thing. The time element in this game is very, very, it's really up in your face. It really makes you like need time pretty much. I don't know why, but all of a sudden I feel like the time is going a lot quicker than usual. Night of the second day, 36 hours remain. I might actually show you this sculpture art because we have a little bit of time. Now, basically, yeah, that is why the enemies in this game are a lot harder compared to Ocarina of Time. So basically, the only way you can actually beat this guy is as a Deku. It's really hard to beat him as Link, like normal Link, which is surprising, considering it should be easier. But the Deku is actually, I think, the easiest way to kill him, surprisingly. It really shows how much, like, they changed it a lot from Ocarina of Time. I will be comparing this game a lot to Ocarina of Time, because for a while I played Ocarina of Time, and I really loved it. Like, it's really hard to compare them both, but I think Majora's Mask wins mostly because of nostalgia and other reasons as well that I'm gonna later on I'm gonna explain those reasons. So okay, so basically now what we have to do is we have to go back. This is where we go back. Items for you. So basically what we gotta do, gotta go back to South Clocktown, and we have to go visit someone we haven't actually visited before. I'm going to tell you what that is later. We can't really do much of it now. Wait, hang on. And another person just appears out of nowhere. This is my private property. Don't try using it when I'm not around. Actually, I should probably tell you about this, the title screen. So the title screen in N64 Zelda games especially, they're laid out pretty much like this. It's like a square that you're basically looking at from a first-person view, probably the view of Link pretty much. And it's kind of like in a box sort of thing. So here we got here in this page we have the item screen. So right now we've only got a couple of items. This little bar thing here is mostly items that you only get from doing other parts of the game that aren't for the storyline. So these are where those items get stored. These are where the empty bottles will eventually go. This is where arrows will eventually go. A couple other items that we still need to go get. Here's the map. Now the map is something interesting because technically you kind of get the map but don't get it at the same time. There is a song later on in the game that you get that will show you a basic it will show you a basic view of the map, but it's not going to be perfect like it would be on this map. This map shows you the entirety of the world, but you can only buy it from a particular man who we will visit very, very shortly. But for now, we have to speak to him. I've already sold out of my wares, and the carnival hasn't even begun yet. I'm thinking of closing up shop so I can buy a gift for my wife and return home to my village. I've heard that a stone called the Moon's Tear shines brighter than any other in the land. If you've got one, I'd really like to get it from you. My wife would love it. If you give it to me, I'll give you my spot here, Deku flower included. Wow, he really sold it to me. I really need this Deku flower. So basically, pull out the Moon's Tear, and we just give it to him. Ah! That stone. You must hand it over to me. In exchange, I'll give you my spot here, Deku flower included. Yes! And we take it. And this is you traded the Moon's Tear for the land title deed. Now these are basically like contracts for Deku flowers. You really helped me out. Now I have the perfect souvenir for my wife. She hasn't set eyes on a jewel or strange sparkling stone like this in a very long time. The title deed for this spot should be in high demand among Deku scrubs, but you already know that. If you don't need it anymore, you can always sell it. Which is true. You can actually sell things to a particular person in this game as well. So he takes off with all his crap. Floats silently off into the night. Goodbye. Look at his dangling legs. He has not gone to the gym and done leg day. Alright, so basically now... Oh! Demon dog. Urgh. This dog will attack you because you're a Deku. Pretty much, if you're not a human, the dogs will attack you. That's pretty much how it works. Yeah, so, as I was like, fuck off. Oh. Ooh, I'm gonna fucking spell it out for you. I'm gonna hide into this to be safe. Alright, so, what was I saying before? Okay, so basically, how the land title deeds work is there will be more Dekus like this one around in the worlds, or not the worlds, the different areas. And basically, you give them the land title deeds, and they'll give you another land title deed to go to the other person. It's like a continuous cycle, and it's basically just a way to get to an area where there will be an item waiting for you. And that particular item is one of my personal favorites in Zelda's, a piece of heart. This is the first of 52 heart pieces you have to get in this game. This game has the most amount of heart pieces in any Zelda game to date, I'm pretty sure. So this game has like the most, which is 52. I think Ocarina of Time only has like 30, maybe 40, I think. It definitely doesn't have as many as this. Yes, but you got a piece of heart. Collect 4 pieces of heart to assemble a new heart container. Each new container you put together will increase the amount of life energy you can have. And the max amount of hearts you can get is 20, and so you can just imagine that's like four heart pieces for every heart. You know, that's pretty crazy. That's like 17 like hearts times that by 4. It's like a lot. Yeah, so basically now there isn't anything else we can do besides wait for. The door to the clock tower opens only once a year at midnight on the eve of the carnival. Like Tattle said. So basically you really can't do much here until the 3rd day, because that's the day that it opens the door to progress pretty much. You haven't really been told what it is that happens, but if you think back to when we went to go get the moon steer, that's pretty much going to tell you like what is really going to go down there. But without further ado, let's continue on. Like I was saying before, this guy is very, very sneaky. There's actually something that happens. Interesting. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Turns out that guy actually caused a cutscene that I haven't seen in a long time. So I just watched it, but I'm gonna cut that out. Okay, so what was I talking about? Yeah, so basically what I wanted to talk about was before when I was saying that I'm not exactly in a very cheerful mood right now. Yeah, basically my left leg has been in pain for about more than 2 months. And it's like really got my spirits down because I'm like, it really hurts. It's only recently I've been going to an osteopath basically to fix my back up. So like that's like when, and it's also taken me out of the gym as well, and the gym was like a big part of my life before, because like all I do was go to the gym. Now I can't actually go, and that's why I haven't been like very enthusiastic. But hopefully soon I'll get my spirits back up, because I really want to make sure that this Let's Play is one of the best ever. So far it's not that great, but yeah. Alright, so back to what we were doing. Okay, so this is another scarecrow just like the one at the observatory. So talk to him. Yo, hey baby, I'm a styling scarecrow wandering in search of pleasant music. Time will pass in the blink of an eye if you dance with me. If you like, baby, we can forget the time and dance till dawn. Shall we dance? And we do want to dance, man. Oh yeah? In that case, forget the time. Let's dance. And then they get good tunes going. A little bit of rave. Yeah, 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 yeah. Dance till dawn. Dawn of the final day. 24 hours remain. This is where it gets real down to the nitty-gritty. Oh yeah! How was it? It went by in an instant, right? I'm still full of energy. If you like, baby, we can get the time and dance till night. Shall we dance? And yes, we want to dance again. Oh yeah? In that case, let's forget the time and let's dance! Here we go again. Yeah, yeah. Lost woods, lost woods, lost woods. Yeah, yeah. Lost woods, lost woods. Also, the music in this game is amazing as well. It's pretty much the same music from Ocarina of Time though, except for some new tunes, some new tracks on this game. Oh yeah, how was it? Went by in an instant, right? I'm still full of energy. But outside, it seems to have gotten kind of dangerous. Yikes! I'm getting out of town. Take care. I know of a mysterious song that allows you to manipulate the flow of time. Would you like to learn it? Now, eventually we do, but I already know what it is, so we don't really want to. Oh, sorry, that's too bad. In that case, see you later. So that guy we never really see again, but yeah. So there is actually a song that we're gonna learn, but I already know what it is, so we're not gonna waste time on that. All right, so I'm gonna stop it here. So we're in the final night, and this is where all the shit goes down. So this is where like shit hits the fan. But we're gonna wait until the next episode. So I'll see you then. in the next episode, my dudes. And have a good day, and peace.